Greetings, community. It's Kevin, 1-2 Comic Talk, and it's Monday. It's Margarita Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. So far, I'm not doing too bad. It was a rather non-productive day. So, productively speaking, that's pretty good. Yeah. No. I've been working in my backyard, been trying to figure things out. I got to a point where it's just confusing me, and I've been trying to do this design. All I had to do was 180 something, and now I'm back on track. That took me all day to kind of figure out. I know this has nothing to do with comics. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to basically say, look, I've been non-productive this weekend, other than I got to do an interview with Christy and I, along with my son Kai. We got to do an interview with Mr. Garrett Gunn and Mr. Ryan Kincaid. That was fucking awesome. Now I got people in the chat. I got people. Other than that, I really didn't do a whole lot. The cool thing is I did get some books, which I don't have here right now, but I did get a couple books, which was delivered to me. Hey, Ben, how you doing? Hope all is well. Hope you're doing good. Hope you brought your drink. It is Margarita Monday. And I did invite a bunch of people. Even if a few show up, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I wanted to take a moment and just kind of relax today, because I knew that from what I've been trying to get done in the yard, from what I've been trying to do as far as shows, lining things up, I've just been kind of a little mentally there and a little physically there, and only a little of each. But other than that, everything's been all right. You know what I mean? I'm not stressed as far as everything that's going on out there. I'm not, freaking out. And I know there's good news on the horizon as far as us and the LCSs. Matter of fact, we are going to be doing a show about that this Saturday at 1 p.m. This show is not about plugging shows. The show is about just hanging out. I'm just bringing that up, that as far as the distributorship and everything that's going on, there's still things to be ironed out. And that's going to be because of the particular circumstances and that we're all in, directly forced issues to be addressed. And I mean that and everything outside of what we do as far as collect comics, and everything absolutely to include comics, being that that's what this is, show thereabouts of comics. So obviously I'm going to address that in this by stating that I am thrilled that we are going to be back, even if it is a limited basis. I am very happy that they are not going to be killing us as far as releasing too many issues all at once. We know that they could be inundating us with a bunch of products, but I'm grateful that they're not. Because financially, I don't think anyone's really doing that. Well, most of us are not doing that well. So it's good that they're going to go ahead and spread this out a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they do that. I do look forward to them resolving these issues. And I do also look forward to having interviews with individuals that would be able to actually answer these questions, as opposed to make continuous speculations on something that most of us are not really qualified to even do so. We can regurgitate information that we hear, or we can actually do some research and then try to best assess the circumstances and the situation that we can. But until that we actually get some information directly from shop owners or people that are buying mass amounts to then distribute themselves in a online or brick and mortar type situation, will we actually have an understanding of really how things are going to be conducted from here on. Those in which you're in the chat, see a couple out there. Cheers. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday to you. Happy Margarita Monday to you. And yeah, I mean, please, I'm really curious how you think that this might change things, as far as, I don't know if many of you have been around. I'm uncertain your age and there, in which I'm not going to ask. What I am going to state is that I am of the age that I remember when there were distributors and multiples in there. We couldn't assess, meaning I should say that the comic book community and the market couldn't assess exactly how many books were out there because of there was no database at the time. People at best were able to kind of keep logs, but even then they weren't necessarily sharing their information. So it became information that became that continuously became convoluted information because of no one can nail down exactly how many of anything was really being delivered to the shops and there, and which actually what was being as far as being sold, because no one's really shipping things back, and because of the fact that things were in turnstile TG&Y and save-ons and things like that of the time, it's hard to say exactly what was sold or not. You know what I mean? And even then, I guess people back then would take things into giant swap meets because they were when I was a kid, you know, everything in the 70s and 80s, it seemed like that's where bulk things went to. It either went to, if it was on a real marketing level, meaning it was something that was like a table that was being discontinued, it would be at smaller places. And we had them, you know, trying to remember the name of the places, but they were, you know, 5 and dime type places. Newberry's was one of them, and they would sell these type of discontinued items. And then if they didn't sell there, in turn, that the people would take them. I know that they were being bought by some of the local workers, and then taken to swap meets, and that's where a lot of things were essentially liquidated. Hey, Count, how you doing? Hope everything is well with you. It's that Margarita Monday time. I'm just hanging out, having a drink, waiting for a few people that I know possibly may show up. You know what I found out is it's kind of like an online party when you go ahead and set one of these things up, in the sense of a lot of people will say, "Hey, man, I'll be there," and either you end up getting nailed with everyone showing up, and you end up having a cop show up, or you end up finding out that, oh wow, yeah, this person ended up being busy and this person ended up being busy, and because of the time scheduling that things happen, you know, we all get busy. Doesn't mean that I am going to stop drinking for this moment. It just means I'm going to maybe slow it down a little. This thing is strong. I accidentally made one that was a little bit hardcore. But cheers. So I don't know if you have got to see some of the content that's been out there of late. Luckily, there's been a lot of individuals such as us that have been able to conduct a lot of interviews out there. I was watching an interview today. And I was watching that interview for over. Hey, Comic Crazy, how you doing, man? Hope everything is going well with you, sir. And I'm digging the fact that people that, let's say, their normal content is just comics, maybe releasing a bunch of, you know, like every issue that's coming out on Wednesday or something like that, they are now conducting interviews where they would never do this before, or individuals that would, you know, have, I should say, one-dimensional content are now branching out and finding out that there are individuals that are a lot more dynamic than just wanting to see a bunch of covers. And it's cool because they're also seeing that they have more to offer to the community than just showing up the community a bunch of covers, which I think is fucking awesome. Oh, there you go. Hey, you know what? Since you actually bring that up, I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to bring this to the attention of the community. And for everybody that watches this on the rewind, YouTube, as everyone knows, has changed things up, and I'm going to bring in a guest as I explain this and how they changed things up. Hi, Mia.
Hey, I got my wine.
Awesome. And I was explaining to the community that YouTube has changed things up, and it used to be that you used to be able to highlight people in the chat, and you could click on their name and go right to them, and you can go right to their channel, and you can sub them.
Really?
YouTube's changed that. They no longer allow you to do that. They now force you to go out and kind of do this roundabout way. Hey, Air Spider. And it's kind of a bummer. So that's why I was bringing up to the chat that I am asking everyone, and I'm not saying necessarily just in this chat. What I'm saying is in every chat, when you're done with the show, or if you would like people to sub you up, make a comment on people's show, especially if you are frequent patrons of those shows. That way, it's easy for people to go ahead and highlight your name in the chat after a show is completed, because there you can still do the way you used to be able to do it, which is just highlight someone and then sub them. So in the live chat, you can no longer do that. But
Oh,
after a show is ended and you comment in the chat afterwards, you can still sub them that way.
okay. All right.
But hey, so how you doing? Happy
It's
Monday.
a little confusing. I'm just gonna say. I mean, I'm gonna have to ask you that again. Hold on, let me pause this book.
Yeah, no worries.
So, yeah, because
They're mine.
I'm not trying to like let my conversations go throughout the house.
Well,
But
basically what I was saying is, see how we're in a live chat right now and you can highlight people? Well, you used to be able to click
so
on
you bring
them.
them into the image, the scene.
But what I used to be able to do is, like, let's say I was watching someone else's show and I'd be in the live chat. You used to
Right.
be able to click on their name and then go to their channel while you're still watching the show,
Oh, okay.
and
Right.
and sub them up and then go right back.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. I'm
But they
clear.
don't do that anymore. So what I'm telling people to do is, when you're in someone's show, especially if it's a show that you patron,
Right.
and you may see someone in there, just put the @ sign, throw a person's name, or comment on a show. That way people can highlight one another and actually sub them up a lot easier. It makes things easy.
All right.
And they've been actually they've been making it to where they did some weird reset a couple of weeks ago, and there's been people that I have subbed for months and I had to resub them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's weird.
weird. That is
Yeah.
weird.
So what's new with you, girl? How you been?
I've been storyboarding. Uh,
Nice.
so finished writing episode 2.
Cool.
Episode 2, episode 3 and 4 are almost done.
Mm.
So I'm just in the storyboarding stage. So I'm gonna probably be done with that by the end of this week, completely doing all of the images. Then I'll throw them all onto the timeline and throw another layer, and then start, giving them, polishing it all up. But yeah, creating another animatic. I'm storyboarding for the next animatic.
That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh my god, I think it's gonna be longer than the first one. I think it's gonna be longer than the first one was like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It might be 10 minutes. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be. Because every time I'll draw some images, and then Marcus and then James, who's also helping, will go through it, and they'll say, "Well, you forgot to add this, and you forgot to add that." So now I'm like, going back and adding more images just to make it visually flow.
Right.
When you're telling a visual story, imagine trying to tell a story without the captions, or without speech bubbles. You have to tell the story. People have to figure out what's going on without hearing, without reading. So that's what I've been doing right now. And then also, I got a mural painting job.
Sweet. Where?
Yeah, doing a residence, doing someone's backyard next week.
Oh,
They
bitchin'.
have, and they also want a painting in their house. But for now, we're just doing one at a time, one thing. But I was just stoked that they even wanted to let me come into their house. But
No,
yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
they're not like overly, you know, they're, they're not unreasonable with it. I mean, they'll let you in their house to. They gave me a complete tour of the house.
Cool. Oh, that's good. One, that you're working both for yourself and you're able to, monetarily speaking, do things that you need to do to go ahead and allow yourself to live, and things are still working out.
Well,
And
could be
issue
better.
4, I mean, Hell, that's great. I mean, you're making good headway.
Yeah, that I was really, really lucky that this woman hit me up for a mural. I mean, she just found me in the West Hollywood. I'm on the West Hollywood roster for murals. So she found me there, and she liked my work when she saw my. So I'm like, yay, woohoo! So I got that, and then there's a couple of other little side gigs that I try to hustle just through Instagram. People might, can you make me into a cartoon? Can you do little stuff?
Well, I've been finding right now that there's a lot of people doing commissions, and and I'm saying I've been telling people if you're not over inundated with them, and if it's not interfering with your overall productivity of what you need to get done as far as your own projects,
Hmm.
take them because this is a good time to do so.
Right. I kind of space them out. So I'm still finishing a painting. I've been really dragging that along. But the reason I'm dragging that along is because she doesn't have any timeline when she wants it done. So she's like,
Gotcha.
oh, take your time. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll animate then. So I'll get back to that eventually. I'm just glad that she likes where it's going because I was kind of, I went through a creative paralysis and didn't when I first showed it, she originally didn't want any color. She wanted it to be black and white. This is a painting of the Supremes.
Cool.
And, I wanted, when she told me she didn't want any color, that really, like, killed me. It killed my spirit. I'm like, how do you want the Supremes and not want color? I mean, color is going to bring out the splendor, you know? And
Right.
so I just was like, damn. She said no color. Damn. What am I gonna do? I didn't listen to her. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it in black and white. This is what I did the background with some color, and I
Hmm.
left their dresses just white. Just trying to keep the color off of them so much, but mostly in the background. So I'm just gonna. I told her this. I sent her a text. I said, here's the progress images. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. I'll give you back your deposit, and I'll just sell the shit.
Sure.
So I was just like, this is it. Hopefully you like it. Then she responded with, I love it. I'm like, okay,
Perfect.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No,
like,
and I get it because and you and I have talked about this before, where when you're not able to really express yourself, or when someone asks, "Hey, look, I need this of you," and then they tell you, "However, these are your restrictions." That's when you're like, ah,
oh, it
you
kills
know.
you.
I mean, it's
Doesn't it kill you? It just
well,
kills
I mean,
you.
and this comes from my expression, I should say, of art is not the same way of yours. I play music, I have other things that I express myself with. So if someone was to say, "Look, you can do this," but I play drums, but you can only use three of your limbs, not all four. So wait, what? What? You know,
Well, what the fuck is that gonna sound like?
well,
You
but so that's what essentially they're telling you is, look, you have this talent, so I'm going to go ahead and inhibit it. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, yeah, I can't do that. It's just like I'm like, you can tell me less color, but you can't tell me no color. It's like if you tell me no color, I'm like, what is that gonna? That's gonna look awful. That's
Right.
gonna look awful. I mean, you don't know, girl. You know what she's trying to do because she's kind of minimalist and she has her house doesn't have a lot of color. So people often ask for art and they want to match the furniture. Like, don't ask an artist to match your furniture. It's like this. That's the worst thing you could ever do. I'm not painting to match your fucking sofa. Okay, I'm painting a painting. You can put it wherever the hell you want to in your house. You're buying the painting for the painting, not because of your sofa and the,
Right.
or your drapes. So that's where they don't understand. And so I just had to really look. I have to paint what I feel.
Right.
And
And
you know,
that's not to say that you're not taking the consideration of the customer. How should they say their requests and what they're looking for? You
that
know,
could come
they didn't say, "Hey, look, we want a turtle," and you painted a rabbit. It's
right.
just what you know.
Right. Yeah. No, they're getting the Supremes, and she's actually, for the amount that she's paying me, I'm basically doing it for free. Anyway, it's not. There's no money in this shit. There really isn't. It's not like there's no money. I'm just painting it because it's exercise. So she thinks it's money, but it's really not.
Well, and again, another thing is, it's when I break certain things down as an hourly rate, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? People are like, "Oh," and I said, "Okay, it's a good thing art doesn't always do that because I know people that are working on. Let's say I did an interview over the weekend. And the guy's like, "Yeah, there's some covers that have taken me maybe a month because I didn't want to rush it. I
Right?
knew I had time." And I'm like, wow, I mean, they're pretty much putting in 6, 7, 8 hours of solid work to do what they feel is a good cover.
Uh-huh.
And thank God they're not charging by the fucking hour because if I was charging by the hour, you would want to pay my rate.
Right, right. That's right. I mean, it's hourly can get you. It just well it depends. It does depend. I mean, you charge by the hour for writing or for music, for your music.
No, meaning I because I'm in entertainment, depending on the form of work that I do dictates the hourly rate that I get. Meaning when I work TV, that's one rate. If I
Mm-hmm.
work TV at an agreed upon adjusted amount, that's another rate. If I work what they refer to as legitimate theater, meaning I'm doing an award show or I'm doing a live event,
Mm-hmm.
that's another rate. And
Oh,
then if the
yeah,
event
it's expensive,
if the event is televised, well,
right?
then I get a buyout like an actor. I get instead of them giving me residual monies, they just
Right.
do a one-time flat buyout.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what I'm
that's
getting at is it's the same thing with you is if they're like, hey, we just want a remark. All right, that's one rate. Well, we want a bust shot. I mean, a piece. Well, that's another. Well, we want a full body. Well, that's another rate. Well, why can't you just give it to me at the remark rate? You
yeah.
do realize that this has taken me another 2 hours, right?
Well, yeah, no, they don't want to think about that.
And that's my point. Is when it comes to art, because it's such a specialized field, a lot of people that are not artists don't understand what it takes to do the job.
Right.
It just seems like, oh yeah, well you guys just do this, right?
They
And it's
don't understand
magic.
the cost of materials either.
Oh my god,
Uh,
you guys just pens and shit. Oh my god.
the boards, the art boards. I mean, the canvases. A canvas alone, especially if you're doing something large scale, you can get like the canvas that I spent on hers was shit $250 on her board. 200, a little over $200 for the board alone. So
Right.
she doesn't get that. She's thinking that I'm just like conjuring up a board out of thin air. No. Um, Now, for these oversized paintings, often, you have to get them custom made with aluminum stretcher bars and a custom made uh, canvas with aluminum stretcher bars. Or even if you order aluminum stretcher bars online, have
Hmm.
them custom made. Um, you give them the dimensions, like say it's like an 8 foot by 8 by 12. That's at least $1,000, maybe more, like $1,200 for those stretcher bars. Only. That's not even the art. 12,000 just for the stretcher bars. So, and that doesn't include the canvas or the labor of stretching it.
Wow.
I've like scraped the skin off my knuckles stretching a canvas over something that big. It's People don't know. I mean, that's a lot of labor.
Yeah,
Right?
see, and I wouldn't know that, and that's my point. You know what I mean? So that I would have no idea what to be charged because I don't understand the labor that's involved.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, depending on what they're looking for, what kind of the painting can be simple as can be super simple.
Hmm.
The major labor is not. It doesn't have to be in the painting. The painting could probably take you 3 or 4 days to do, depending on what it is. It could take you anywhere from 3 days to 3 months. It depends on what you're doing. If you're painting every single wrinkle in the elephant, then that's going to take you 3 months. If you're
Sure.
gonna, you know what I'm saying, or if you're just throwing fucking, if you're doing a free form, just throwing
Right.
paint up, well, that's going to take you one day. So it depends on what you're getting. But I've seen artists that shit they can make $20,000 just for throwing paint easily.
And that's another thing, materials, all that. It just costs us to even do it.
Right, right.
No, let alone what you're saying, the labor involved.
Hmm. Yeah. So
So anything else new with you? You've been watching any movies of late that you never had an opportunity to see, or any TV shows? Or yeah,
I caught up. Well, I'm just don't laugh at me. I'm late in the game.
okay.
I finally finished Westworld. All right, I'm caught up.
I've not seen any of it, so that's fine.
Okay, I got hooked on Westworld. I really
Oh,
I liked it a lot, and now I think I finished the last episode. I mean, season 3, and I got up to episode 7. I can't remember. Maybe there were like 6 or 7 episodes, but they're making more. Right now, I just have to like wait for the new episode. So I think there's a new one released. I still have yet to see. I just gave it a rest because I was actually binge watching that shit until like 3 and 4 in the morning.
gotcha.
So
See, and I'm old enough that I actually saw the original movie. I
I saw
remember when,
I saw that. My
really? Okay.
we're
Well,
the
no,
same age. You forgot.
no, you're not my age.
I am your age. I swear to you. We are the same.
Wow.
I
Damn,
might even be older than you.
you look a lot better than I do.
I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, I might be older. And we would share. Okay, I just had a birthday, so you can
I
have
just had mine. I
have
just had I had my birthday April 16th, and I just turned 51.
your Aries.
Yeah.
Aries. All right, you just turned 51. Okay, I got you then. I'm sorry.
Really?
I just turned 55.
Damn, girl.
Yes,
Wow.
I
Fuck.
told you. Saluti.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better than I am, I'll tell you.
uh, there is some effort. There is a lot of effort. Wear a hat. Wear the big hat. Don't let the sun get in your face, get your wrinkle. Lots
Mhm.
of moisturizer and eat your vitamins. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta be a little bit vain. You know. Um,
I have found preservatives work really well.
yes, there's a lot of preservatives out there. And if you can get and if you have some money to splurge, get a little Botox. Okay.
Okay.
But no, look, yeah, I'm overdue. I used to get it, but now my eyebrows are frowning again. See, look, I used to get it right here, and so that my forehead would be nice and smooth, and I have that poker face, and I'll never frown. And then, but you get it. It comes. It only lasts about 4 months, and then it wears off, and then your muscles in your forehead come back with a vengeance.
Gotcha.
Then you get the crease again, like you look angry all the time. So,
That's me. I got that crease.
well, the crease comes because our vision isn't good. So often I'll be looking at my phone without my glasses, and then what do
Sure.
I do?
Exactly.
So you frown. You look at something without your glasses, you're gonna frown. So that's the only uh, part I hate, but I'm overdue for it. And believe me, if I get my hands on some money, that's the first place I'm going. I'm gonna get that shit back.
No,
Get my
one of the few shows that I watch is what is that? last week tonight with Trevor Noah, or no, last week tonight with. Anyways, it's an HBO show. I actually made this a lot stronger than I normally do. And then
Oh,
I
hey,
watched,
good. Trevor Noah.
and then I watched Trevor Noah. Yeah,
I
the
watched it
Daily
too.
Show. Yeah.
He's funny.
So I was like 6 weeks behind. That's how little I was watching. So I finally binged all of that. And it was just funny to watch where we were from when kind of the coronavirus type thing started on the lockdown until where we're at now. I was like, holy shit, you can see the progression. My daughter walked in on me when I first was starting to binge it, and she asked me, how old is this?
That's funny. Well, you had to catch up. Papa's doing catch up.
I was cracking up.
Right. Like, how old is this? Because she knows,
yeah. She's like, you do realize we've been in lockdown for over a month now, right?
I think we're going on 2 months.
Yeah, it's like 44 days, something like that.
Yeah, we're going on 2 months. I have, yeah. You know what I miss? You know who I really miss is Bill Maher.
I did tell you that's one of my shows, right? It's one of the shows I work on.
Really?
Oh, I didn't tell you that.
No.
So
what do you do on the show? Like,
I am actually okay. My crew consists of. Now I'm gonna name everybody. Here we go. My crew is I'm on the electric crew. My crew consists of my boss who just retired, Mr. Ed Clark. I'm sorry to say goodbye, sir, and hopefully you'll be cruising back around here and visiting because he's moving away to Missouri, back home.
right.
So the crew consisted of him, Mr. Scott Eberhart. He and we do the main focusing for the show.
All right.
So he does what is referred to as hokuming. So all the aspects you see in my house, if I was to light, let's say, that cabinetry, or I was to light that cabinetry, or maybe light the bed per se, they refer to that as a hokum. You're kind of highlighting these things, but just overall.
So you're
the man. I'm actually lighting me, and I would be lighting the action. That is what I do. I light all the action for the show. So Bill Maher, it's him and his guests. My lighting director, his name is Mr. Phil Callan. Phil Callan, more than likely, is going to be retiring this year too, and I didn't get to say goodbye to him. Yeah, this is really fucking me up because I there's a lot of people that are going away, and actually, Bill Maher wasn't certain that he was even going to sign on for another year. I've been with Bill since he started on Politically Incorrect. It's been doing this for 25 years when he was back on ABC. It was shot up on stage 56, which is over on upstairs at CBS. Mm-hmm. And since CBS sold, and that's all in contractual shit going on right now over at the lot in Hollywood.
Right.
Phil never negotiated to see if that he was, meaning the lighting director, to see if he was going to continue after this because he was going to retire. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Bill Maher was talking about retiring because he thinks that it's possible, more than likely, that Trump will win, and he didn't want to hang out during that whole administration for another 4 years. Yeah. So, in a long story, that's what I do. Is I do the lighting, and when I do TV, I do lighting. So I work. My regular shows is Price is Right and Bill Maher, which is on the stage of stage 33 over at the which I call CBS Television City lot.
Right.
That stage is considered the Carol Burnett stage, also referred to as the Bob Barker stage.
I missed that show.
And
we grew up with Carol Burnett.
Yes,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I don't know if you know what this means. You know what that means?
No.
That's how Carol Burnett would end every night of her show, and that's how she said hi to her mom or good night to her mom.
Oh no, I never paid.
Or grandmother.
I just remember the little the animated butt scratch. At the end of the show, and like Tim Conway, mm-hmm. and all of the funny skits, Mrs. Wiggins. Uh,
I've been fortunate to actually, I think every single one of the cast members I've been able to work with, and I got to work with Carol on one of the last shows that she did over on that stage as an interview.
I loved
Yeah.
it when she was Mrs. Seguegans. And there's a few skits I barely remember. But then there was the Tim Conway show. Uh, there was a bunch of 70s shows that kind of strung along after with those actors that kind of happened because of the Carol Burnett show.
Mm-hmm.
Just
But
remembering.
even on that set, I mean, we had everything. When I first got on that lot, the first show I worked on was Price is Right, and I showed up at midnight.
Now, where is this lot again?
It's on Beverly and Third, the promenade. The help me out, Gilmore, Gower, it's Gower, but I mean now they call it
I know where that is. Yes,
that mall area.
I've been there. I,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a studio, huge studio with like all of these sets. Huge.
Well, the studios consist of stage 31, 33, 41, 43, and then upstairs is 56, 57, which they do the Late Late Show. Talking Dead's also done there. And God, what else we do? We do a few that Chris show the where
I
they
think
drive around and sing.
you know who I went there with? I met Mike at this went there for a happy hour because Mike likes to go there to meet some people or whatever. Well, there was like a happy hour, and I met up with them, met some people, and then I guess that was it. But yeah, there was like they had like a little happy hour thingy going on.
Because yeah, that big old mall, and I can't remember what it's called, Gilmore or something like that, but it's that gigantic promenade mall thing that's there and that they always do. And yeah, it's on Third and Beverly. So yeah, that's where they also won the other stages, the outside stages. We got 36, 46. That's where they do all your American Idol, where they originated. American Idol, Dancing with the Stars is done there.
Well, you have a cool gig. You have a really good. That's a nice gig.
Well, again, that's when I work TV. So my shows when I work TV is Bill Maher's, my regular show. I've been working America's Funniest Home Videos since it started back in
Mm-hmm.
1989.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that all these years.
Since you were young, you were really young.
Yeah,
You
that
started,
big.
oh my God, you were just a kid.
And
You
then,
were working right out of high school.
well, basically, I started when I was 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and funny enough, who I'm working with when on Funniest Home Videos as a host is Alfonso Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked with him on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air back
Wow.
back in the day on a couple of shows. Yeah.
That's so
Two
cool.
shows? Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty dope. So you have a long resume there.
I usually don't talk about my work that much because I guess it's like anything else. You become kind of callous about your job because it's just a job after a while, you know what I mean? And you kind of take everything in life for granted. So
Right.
I because I've worked with everybody. You know, I mean, that's just TV. So, like I said, I work legitimate theater. So when I work legitimate theater, and there's going to be so many people who are going to be hating on me and fucking with me since this, because my lighting right now is horrible. So people are probably going to go, dude, you should have killer lighting. What the hell? And then when they find out that I am the head audio at the Shrine Auditorium, people are going to go, are you kidding me? Your audio sucks.
Look at you, just tired. God damn it.
Well, no, you know what it is I'm adhering. There's a person in our community that said, hey, look, if you're doing this for roughly around a year, then go ahead and upgrade in your stuff. And Kai and I have been doing this for around 10 months. So if he still wants to keep doing this and we're still able to promote people like yourself and still do good to the community, then we'll continue.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, and when we do, I'll upgrade when I
or
can.
you can get yourself like a little, have a room specifically for your comic talk and have your, like, have it painted a specific, have your theme color and all that, have all your artwork, all your comic art on the walls. You even have some big comic
Well,
art.
I can actually do the show in two places where I desire. One is in my garage. I would like to be able to do it there, but I wouldn't be able to really decorate it that well because I wouldn't want to leave anything out there.
Right.
But as far as like hanging out and doing certain interviews, I'm almost done in my backyard. And wait till you see my sunken fire pit. Everyone's going to want to be doing the interviews there because you walk down into the fire pit, you sit on a retaining wall that's level with the ground,
Uh-huh.
and it's just grass and
Nice.
the making of the backyard is I offered every element there. So I built my own little pond. So I have earth, air, water, and fire because I have a little fire pit there. And then and it's divided up in three ways.
Like the little fireside chat sort of thing. You have a little,
Exactly.
nice. That
And
sounds
then it's broken up in three sections: the mind, body, and the spirit. So I have a meditation center, I have my barbecue area, and then I have an area just to hang out in the corner too, just as like a lounge area.
that's really cool.
So I look forward to being able to implement that down the road and being able to either do little shows with Kai either at the fire thing and just showing a couple books, or
Mhm.
being able to on the Saturday mornings when we do the Artist Alley, when people are in, like yourself, they're in the kind of local area as opposed to just sitting there saying, "Hey, fuck, you want to just go ahead and do a brunch there?" Absolutely, fuck.
Yeah, yeah,
Come on down. We'll light the fire and we'll hang out.
yeah. That'd be cool. Very cool. Yeah. So where are the people? Where is everybody? Where's our? I don't see the. Um.
You don't see the chat?
No, I don't see the
You
chat.
might you might be in a private comment area.
Oh,
No?
here we go. Now I see it. I was like, damn, how come I don't see the chat? Okay, here we go. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, they're there. Everyone say hi to Mia. Say hi,
Hey.
Mia.
Hi guys. I'm sorry I
And
didn't see you all.
cheers to everybody. I hope you're having a great Monday. I hope everyone's staying well. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope you and yours are being taken care of. I hope that you are surrounded by those that you love. And I'm hoping that you have everything that you require to actually create a nice atmosphere to where you don't want to rip someone's head off and spit down their throat. So that's what we're trying to do here is just kind of hang out and enjoy each other's company.
Right. Yeah, I'm studying this chat. Like who all was here? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Tacoma Comics.
Now, everyone that you're seeing here, these are pretty much regulars, man. These are people that have been hanging out with Kai and I pretty much almost since the beginning. And man, these people are some cool people. I've yet to actually have everyone that I see here on the show. And I've yet to actually send everyone that's here in the chat some type of book, but that doesn't mean that ain't gonna happen because so far we've been able to send out. You realize that Kai and I we've been doing this Artist Alley thing for it's like almost 3 months straight. We've been having,
Oh, I feel like you guys been doing it for longer. It just seems like you guys have done it. It's only been 3 months.
and the cool thing is we've been able to get so many different people of so many different styles and different abilities in the sense of how they've been able to convey their art, or in the sense of how they've been able to, how should I say, launch their stuff. Because I find some people are just, I was trying to get a buddy of mine. Well, I consider him a buddy. I've been trying to get a person on the show, and I feel that he feels he's very restricted or he doesn't meet up to certain requirements. So that's kind of what I mean is I meet people that inhibit themselves
A
and
lot
have their
of
own barriers,
shy artists. Well, they're shy.
and they don't, right, and they don't understand. So when they finally release stuff and they're still battering themselves and beating themselves up, it amazes me that they are able to jump over their own hurdles and still be able to do this. And then they self-criticize, but they still do it. It's a weird catch 22, I guess what I'm saying, but it
It,
impresses me and
listen,
it inspires me.
sometimes I'm there. Sometimes I feel like God, I don't have enough. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't done enough. You know, you feel like you just haven't done enough, and I'm like, maybe I haven't done enough. I'm not worthy because I haven't done enough. and you want to hold on to your stuff until you feel like you've done enough or have enough to show. And it's I had to just let go. Like, okay, look, this is what I got. Fuck it. This is what I have. You know, like
Yeah.
it or not. So,
And I
um,
guess that's what keeps me going is that when I see individuals like yourself push it and being able to jump over these monumental, how should I say, they are monumental little monumental um roadblocks sometimes that you have to
yeah,
overcome to achieve your goals.
right.
And when I see this, it's like, you know what? If they can do this, then there's no reason why I can't do whatever this is. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And also, I guess there's this fear that, oh, what if I don't, what if I'm not going to be respected in the comic world? What if I'm not going to be, you know, um, every artist, every illustrator wants that respect. And I do have a channel. I do have a channel. Um, let me see. I'm gonna, if I can follow, if I can just,
You know what I'm going to do? One of the things I needed to do is I needed to set up some moderators. So let's do
I
this.
think I just created a new.
Mine, you're a moderator.
It's
Air Spider, you've been with me. You're a moderator, man.
look up the Fuck Comic Studios, and you'll find my channel, the Fuck Comic Studio, and that's my channel. I'm gonna see how can I post it. How can I?
Well, and that's why I picked up some moderators. So now these moderators, you can go to the fuck, and I'm inept too. I'm so yeah. Um, they can actually go there, and I was hoping Elizabeth was going to hang out with you, and then they can just post it right in the chat for us, and then everyone will have it. Or at the end of this, what I'll try to do is I'll go ahead and go to your Instagram and I'll go to your Facebook, and then I'll drop that into the description below later.
Okay. I did create a new YouTube channel. It's
Oh,
brand. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it yet. I don't even have a. I'm not. I'm still trying to figure out how to transfer my subscribers over to that. And
it really doesn't. I don't know how that really works. I don't think it really works that way.
like, well, you like copy the RSS feed and then copy and paste the RSS, right, of your subscriber channel?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you can. You can just copy and paste the RSS, and then bring it into. I'm gonna look into that, but so far, it's like starting from scratch with a brand
Look
new.
at that. I think mine hooked you right up. Look at that. Bam. Just threw a YouTube fucking just hooked you up.
Oh, what he did? Let me see. Wait. Oh, wait here. Oh,
That's
he
what it
found.
looks like. There it is.
Oh,
Ugh.
hey, he
You're
found
you
it.
God, you the man. See? Yeah. The
Oh,
comic community, these guys are so fucking cool.
oh, wow, that is so dope. Thank you.
Yeah. Again, that's why I had a, there's certain people that have just been with me for so long that, and I space because I get in conversations with the people and then I highlight stuff in the chat,
Uh-huh.
but I forget certain aspects of things that I can be doing too. I
Right.
just I forget.
A lot of multitasking there, and I'm not good at this at all. I'm still like, I don't know nothing about this. Okay, you got this down.
Well, I don't know about that, but I am going to start learning. I told Kai, I go, look, now that I figured out I'm making this little meditation center, and I had to make a circle,
Hmm.
and one of the hardest things to do is to make a circle, and I end up my edging. I end up having to reverse it, so it sounds easy, but once you've worked out all the math, and then all of a sudden you have to rip it up and redo it,
Hmm.
it's a very daunting task when you have to go through 2 days of lifting 45-pound pavers and a bunch of shoveling a bunch of stuff for
Oh,
2 to 3 hours a day, and then
yeah,
go, okay, I got to do it all over again. It's like,
yeah,
you know what? I'm quitting for 2 days. I'm
yeah.
gonna drink one night, and then I'll wake up the next day, and I promise I'll do 2 solid days of work, and I'll knock it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I promise myself that after I get this yard done, I will kind of jump on the internet, to where I can familiarize myself enough to where I can go ahead and do enough kind of bordering and little bumpers and things like that for the show where it'll come across, how should I say, appealing to the watcher, but
Mhm.
not so overly done to where Kai, that's what he doesn't want to be too extra, as he puts it. He doesn't want to make it look like and remove the organicness of the actual show.
Yes, my kids use that word extra a lot. My son especially. And I'm like, dude, yes, I want to be extra. I am extra. Maybe you should be more extra.
Well,
So,
when he used the word organic, I went, okay, I get it. Because what he was saying is if we spend so much time and prep and making all this stuff, then we have no way to improv things and make it feel like this was non-rehearsed.
right, yeah,
We have all this stuff going on and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden we're going to crack a joke, and people are supposed to believe that we just cracked a joke.
right. No, yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay, now you're gonna hit me with knowledge, aren't you, son?
So he wants to keep everything looking very genuine and just
like we always done. All it is a father and son hanging out on the couch talking about comics and things that they enjoy. We can do a couple things for individuals that come on the show that we want to promote and show their stuff, share their things. But if we're building things for just he and I to hang out on the couch, he doesn't like that idea.
right. Yeah,
I could
no,
be using multiple cameras. I can be doing lighting. I can be doing,
feel weird and lame.
well, he just doesn't want it to be a production because
Right,
I'm in production. So he
mhm,
doesn't want me to bring work home and him be part of it.
right. I get that. I get that.
And so do I. Being that this is something that he and I can hang out and bond over, meaning not obviously drinking, but that he and I can talk comics and hang out and bond over movies and things like that. I don't want to jeopardize that over me trying to create a false show or a false feel for a show, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. It does. Yeah.
But yeah, what's cool is that I've been able to do all this and with him, and he's been able to have some pretty cool input. And together, we actually wrote a little movie that
Ooh,
they, meaning my son, my daughter, and her boyfriend, have been a little lazy to do. But we have everything pretty much scripted out. I've already picked out all the shots, being that there's nothing going on right now.
what kind of movie?
Uh, it's a movie.
Is it a horror? Is it a mystery?
It's a parody on addiction, and what I mean a parody is I it's mirroring what I'm truly doing, and what I'm doing at my own house is I've been exposing my daughter, her boyfriend, to comic books. They've never really, especially him, never been into it. Now they're starting to read them. Especially with yours. Yours was the first book I offered to both my daughter and her boyfriend as a true book to really invest their time and effort into reading, and not just to appease me, but to read because I thought they would appreciate it. And being that I hooked them with that, that's what this whole movie's about. Is I'm making it seem like or my son is going to be the drug dealer, but he's peddling comics and he's trying to get new people to be addicts. And I'm gonna have him standing over on this corner, basically pitching comics. I lost her. I hope she'll be coming back. But yes, that's the idea of the movie. Is that we scripted everything out that I'm going to create comic book addicts, and it should be rather interesting. Hopefully, it'll be a fun little journey. Won't be long. It should be fun. It's yeah, I know we lost me. Hopefully, she'll jump back in soon. But you know how the show works. When the drink is gone, so am I. The idea behind this show, um, I was really trying to get some people on here that I'm trying to break into the whole YouTube thing that have never been part of this community before, and I'm trying to get them in. So see how this works out down the road. I am going to end up doing a Friday night version of this, which would be cocktails and comics. We will hopefully be talking a little bit more about real comics and not just BS. The cool thing was that I think was really productive is when I got to hang out with Mia. That's always fun. She's a cool individual and she's back. And two, I got the gang some moderators that I desperately needed. I needed mine with me. I needed Air Spider. Hey Mia.
Hey, back. I don't know what happened.
You know, the everyone right now is on the internet. Either they're watching their Netflix or they're doing what we're doing right now. So this is not uncommon.
Oh.
So yeah, basically the movie's about me. It's scripted out that my son is creating comic book addicts, and the whole movie is based on how an addict is created, and then what they're willing to go through to go ahead and appease their addiction. And in the case of this, their addiction is comic books.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to see how that turns out. Are you guys gonna act it out yourself?
Yes, being that which I want to bring that to your attention. Yeah, it'll just be Kai, my daughter Khalees, her boyfriend Jerry. I'm trying to get my wife in there, Cindy. I'm trying to get my mother-in-law in there. Just as a brief shot, her name's Nancy, way off in the distance. And I'm trying to create a very, like I said, a very parody style, short film. Shouldn't be more than a few minutes long. Should be funny as hell.
It will be. It should be nice because it's just homegrown actors.
Which I wanted to make mention to you. So how about we do this? We end the show right here, but hang out with me in the backstage, and I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
And hey, community, thank you much. Like I said, hopefully we'll be doing this again Friday. Cocktails and comics.
Sounds good.
I appreciate you, Mia.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you, community. And from 1-2 Comic Talk, we're out. Thank you again, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.